Hey, Jeff here, your reviewer of New England brews. And today I'm doing Budweiser Select 55. And the first question I'm sure you're saying, Budweiser? Anheuser-Busch, aren't they out of St. Louis? Well, yes. Their main brewery is out of St. Louis. However, they do have a brewery in Merrimack, New Hampshire. So I guess you could say I'm cheating a little bit or whatever. But this particular beer was brewed here in Merrimack, New Hampshire, along with all the other Budweiser and Michelob and other well-known Anheuser-Busch products that you can buy on the market anywhere in the U.S. or in the world. So I figured I'd try out this Budweiser Select 55, which is their most recent item on the light beer market. And I'm doing it in a can. I know cans are not usually the preferable way to do it for most craft reviewers, but I guess the way I'm looking at it is that Budweiser is not craft in the same sense as some of the craft brews that I normally review. This is more of a nationally known name brand brewery. So, Budweiser Select 55. I don't remember what the ABV is on. I'm sure that I'm showing it on my screen, or did show it on my screen. So anyway, out of the can, which this particular can is marked 07 May 10, and I'm reviewing it first week in August. So it was born on May 7th, 2010. So here we go. So it's 3 months old. Okay, and I'm going to drink it out of my why not Michelob goblet, which if I'm drinking an Anheuser brew, I might as well drink it out of an Anheuser brew goblet. So without further ado, let me just pop off the can on this top here and see how it goes. Well, that's a nice hissy can popping noise, a little bit of spitting of carbonation out there. Give it a pour. Not sure if you pour a goblet the same way you pour a pint glass, but I guess I'm a nature of habit here, creature of habit. Well, as I pour it in here, you can definitely see that lively carbonation that is so common in some of those national brews, Budweisers and all that. The color tends to be actually a little better than a pale yellow. I'd say it's almost leaning slightly toward gold, but more yellow, but maybe a hint of gold in there as well, with probably filtered clarity going on. There was about a quarter of an inch of fizzy white head, which just fizzled right down to just about nothing. So let's give it a sniff. You know, actually the aroma is a little more malty than I would imagine, and actually there's almost something that's got this hint of pine going on. I mean, yeah, it's got the adjunct aromas that you normally get in one of these national brewed beers, but there is a slight maltiness that kind of comes in there as well. Not much in the way of the hops, but the maltiness is there as well. Let's give it a taste. Well, it is definitely an Anheuser-Busch brew, and it's got this slight maltiness going on and this kind of crisp hop, vague background, really the typical kind of taste that you get in one of these national brews like that, but it's actually a little bolder than I imagined. For a light beer, I would have thought it to be much more watered down, but in this case, it's actually, I'm not going to call it medium body. It's nothing near a medium body, but it's not thin and watery like a lot of light beers are. It's sort of somewhere in between that watery light body to kind of a medium body. Easy to swig, let's put it that way. When you're drinking beers like this, particularly if it's a warm day, it's quite easy to swig this thing right down. Take big gulps rather than a small little taste that you might normally try in a craft brew, for example. But anyway, well, I'd say it's actually a little, probably about the same as the Bud Light, and it's it's one of those drinkable American adjunct lagers that you just drink just to get a beer in you. Not something you really savor per se, in the sense of like you do for a craft beer when you're trying to envelop all those aromas and the malts and and all that flavoring that goes with it. This is a beer. You drink a beer, and I'm going to drink this beer, and that's what it's all about. Anyway, I'd like to thank you for stopping by. As far as light beers go, this isn't terribly bad, but I wouldn't put it anywhere on the level of some of the craft lights, such as Sam Adams Light, which isn't too bad either. But it's not really bad compared to some of the lights that are out there. So, yeah, Budweiser Select 55, that 55 calorie beer. So anyway, thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you again next time.